We're back. Whoa.
What?
Crazy.
Yeah, what is going on?
Also, I'm really short now. I feel really weird sitting down. I'm sitting down. I just ate a big sandwich.
Why are you sitting down? Why are you ending on a low note?
Because I just ate a big sandwich and roast beef sandwich and now
Let the man chill. Let it vibe and digest.
To vibe, bro.
And watch
it's the last
a
game.
Wrecking Ball, baby. Let's go.
It's gonna be sick.
I mean, yeah, that's what's to be expected, right? If we're looking at this next matchup, let's start with the bracket so we know exactly where we're currently at. It's our last match of the day here in day 2 of the FACEIT League Season 2 Playoffs NA Edition. Fluffy Dreamland and Citrus will have to go at each other for the honor, the unfortunate pleasure of going up against Timeless. Now, of course, if we're looking at both of these teams, right? Both Fluffy Dreamland and Citrus are... they've had some tough games actually thus far in the playoffs. They had some very, very close series, especially if we're looking at the Fluffy roster here first. They just played a really, really close game against Team Z. It was a 5-map banger that really nearly slipped through their fingers. All right, and we heard it from Chime at in the post-game interview there as well, that he feels that part of the reason why it was so close was because they weren't warmed up. Now that's a great excuse. And also, they played against compositions like the Jungle Queen or on maps, like I believe New Queen Street is what he mentioned there, that they just don't have any reps on. Jake's giving me faces.
New Queen Street is a very good ball map. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's actually a very, very strong ball map. And honestly,
and
talk about
veto maps in this format.
Unconventional picks. I mean, there's nothing more unconventional than Citrus. This is a team that plays ball, and I think that look they have with Zomba and Tapin is like, this is a seriously scary lineup. Like, this DPS duo with Strider is like terrifying to me. Could be one of the strongest DPS duos in the tournament. And they're playing Wrecking Ball and like getting up in your face, mixing it up on you, and like, when it comes to preparation, I mean, there's nothing harder to prepare for than a ball comp. I mean, you get hit from every angle. You got to know what the ball is going to do. I do think like on a Brig played perfectly is the counter. If you just execute super well, you shouldn't die. You should be able to stabilize and clutch, but coulda, shoulda, woulda against the Strider ball is not going to be good enough. You need to execute.
But Jackie might be treated to more Widowmaker here too. Chronics on the server, maybe not in the first map, but you know, it can happen. It can happen, according to BG.
I mean, we've seen it, to be fair, when it's like not really a Widow map. Like, oh, you can run Widow here, not optimal. It doesn't matter. We'll just play it. We'll just play our game. We'll play our... Oh, we know the vibes. Like, yeah, it's always fun to see Citrus, and they're just a fun team to spectate. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, I would say not lucky to make it here, but my word, that game was close. They almost got reverse sweep between teams against Team Z. Like, at least now they are warmed up, right? They're ready, surely.
Yeah. One excuse out the window, the other one may remain. We'll see if they can make it work and which maps we're going to head into as well. So Jake, take it away.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Yes, let's get into this, Jake. Citrus versus Fluffy Dreamland. Lijiang Tower, Kings Row, Runasabi, New Junk City, and Shambali Monastery is the maps for today. Citrus choosing Kings Row and New Junk City here.
Interesting. I mean, I think there's an option to bring out Zeb if you want to take on, like, I mean, we know Fluffy Dreamland loves to play that Orisa May. I think Citrus could opt to, like, take the mirror with Zeb in. I'm curious to see how they preference this in terms of, is it going to be Strider, or are they going to go for the ball look and try and play that throughout the series? I mean, Controls is probably better for ball, but in the end, I mean, we'll see. Citrus, or rather, looks like we have the team name swapped here. It's in fact Citrus on the right, Fluffy Dreamland on the left. But so far, the Queen, I mean, some teams have tried this against the ball. I think it can work, but Strider is so good at ball. I just don't think the Queen works too well against him. I mean, he's so tricky, and he can like play his way out of those pulls really, really nicely. And in the end, without a Brig, without an Ana, you're going to be lacking a little bit of control here.
Capture the objective.
Yeah, that is what worries me, honestly. Like, the main way, like, Timeless, for example, were able to kind of shut that down was the Brig and the Ana. Obviously, your backline is exceptional, don't get me wrong, for Timeless, but the Brig is just such a thorn in the side. The bash, the whip shot, just like stopping the ball's momentum, basically. Also, a bit of a scary place to actually play if you're Fluffy Dreamland as well, on the edge of this map here. Strider does land a nice little slam, but looking for some boobs, and then instantly rolling away. Oh.
Well, the pull did not, slows him down, get into the Mega. Chime gets time to pick off Jacob. And with tap low, that should be the fight over.
Oh, good little boot there. You see boot from Grapes stopping Strider, setting up for a big roll through, insta-hack, insta-virus. And that is the first point. Being capped by Fluffy Dreamland there, so they'll be getting some percentage. It looks like Citrus are going to change up their comp here. Looks like Tap now on the Farah.
Yeah, wants a little bit more spam pressure. And with Fluffy Dreamland not really having anything to pressure him, I don't mind getting a little bit greedy and just putting that damage down onto the Queen to force her back, maybe helping the ball get some of these boops off the map. Chime's very low in the flank, though. This is already getting scrapped.
Yeah, I think Tap hit close to a direct there onto Chime. In fact, NG just goes down to Zomba, just on the side. Chime unable to find a health back, unable to get back to the rest of their team. Now it's a 4-on-5 on point, and you still have to deal with this wrecking ball. But that's a decent start, though. Neutral down to a kunai. Strider hits a good slam there, interrupts that hack. But now Haven is going to be enemy number 1 for Strider. Jacob is there to collect the bounty, but still the ball's staying power, especially against the Queen, Jake, is just not present.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a really bad ball map. Strider is doing his best to make it work, but this is just not the map for Wrecking Ball. There's not, the boops off the map are just, they're a little bit too telegraphed. And with all the mobility on Fluffy Dreamland, almost everyone can save themselves from a boop off.
Don't worry, I've got the mines in 10. Surely the mines will help.
He's just trying to clear off the flanks for now, which I think is wise, but there's a big bank of ultimates for Fluffy Dreamland, a lot they can work with.
Yeah, they're really sitting pretty right now on this point. And Chime not overextending either. Spots Jake going a little bit aggressive though, and there's the rush on the point. Haven down. Didn't have the EMP anyway, and with overtime approaching, Fluffy Dreamland continues to be in a decent spot. Chime takes care of the 1v1 in Zomba. And with those mines on the point, I mean, Astro just face tanks them. He's got the overhealth, I suppose, from Grapes, but their point is currently being capped by Citrus. As a Fluffy Dreamland, that being Astro and Grapes, are just going back towards their mega health back. Pro Torrento going down last, and there is the 99. How long can Citrus hold on?
What a nice little move from Strider to pick up Grapes there on the back end of the engagement, stall things out a little bit more. It is a potential for EMP Rampage here, which is a really just a dirty combo. Definitely a lot of pressure on Citrus, see if they can live, but that pulse onto Tap is exactly how you want to start this fight.
Curious how Tap ended up dying there. If it was actually a connection onto the fire, a little bit of a rare one. There's the virus on Strider. Now the EMP, and if you're Haven, you can basically just sit in a corner and wait. You do end up getting kunai'd in the face, unfortunately, but yeah, getting a recloak here, literally sitting on the bench, just waiting for Strider to come in. EMP can be used. Oh, nice translocator straight back on the map. Ooh. Someone's going to touch. That was close. Strider, however, is going to be there. However, Jacob with the sound barrier, unable to use it. Solo EMP. Strider, the EMP was never meant for you anyway.
All right, this is not the ball map, all right? We chalk it up to this is not the ball map.
It's not the ball map.
We just could not get any purchase in the round. We were fully reliant on, like, Tap and Zomba to find
this must be the stick.
What a stick. Sick 3-blink there. So
Chime time. We're so back.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even thinking about that as Tap. You're not even considering that. You're thinking, I'm free, I'm far, I do whatever I want on this map. This is the ball map, though. I mean, not really, but, like, if you're going to do it, this is a place. Well, Control Center, that's a problem for, well, about 2 minutes from now, but this is a winnable map for ball. I mean, I think the boops can be really annoying here, but I can also imagine Fluffy Dreamland, if they could just find a good, solid position to hold from, it's going to need to be tapped to kind of blow the situation open. I think he's the one who should get a little bit more space in this matchup, should feel a little bit less pressure, but there's so many mobile heroes to deal with. It's not easy to always get that far spam in.
Just don't get stuck again. Should be a lot harder now for Joe to be fair. Unless he's rather sneaky with it. That's a good start though. Aiming down to Zomba and Strider. Tap controlling this small room here too.
Oh, he's dominating them on Farah now. Getting tricky, hitting them from all sides. Really well done in this mid fight.
Yeah, definitely a better map for the Farah, especially against this comp. Oh, Grapes and Astro still come up with a couple of kills here. Tap is getting damage in, but that's about it. They're still holding firm. There's the kills. Okay, it's eventually falling apart here for Fluffy Dreamland, especially with the point being capped as well.
Then again, Astro, I mean, you like need to get a decent reset here for Fluffy Dreamland. With no Lucio, it's going to be hard to get aggressive. It's buying a lot of time for Tap to spam. I mean, look at Astro. HP just dropping. Needs everything to stay alive.
Yeah, and well, unfortunately, Jake, I hate to break it to you, with Protra dead, that's nothing for Astro to stay alive. Absolutely no help there. Adrenaline rush is pretty easy to hit, I would say, on the ball.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Full
well,
run, baby.
Okay, well, he found a new apartment down there. That's why he went.
Seriously, batter up. I mean, but that Fluffy Dreamland, you cannot fight like that, right? When it gets scrappy and numbers start going down, I mean, Strider knows how to win in these scenarios, right? You need to have these one-shot, decisive, good move engagements. But now with Citrus in control of the point, they'll be kind of happy to slow things down and mess with your rush. Astro, it's far from obvious to me where he's supposed to go to initiate this fight.
Wow.
Maybe Chime should be the opener. I don't think he knows he's coming.
in the
The
skybox.
assassin waiting in the smoke. Oh, no! So unlucky, actually, the timing.
That is so unlucky. They're like, Tap, you shift, you got a dash. Oh my word, Astro was getting rolled there by Zomba and the rest of the gang.
Strider did have to deploy the minefield to stop the rest of the squad, but I mean, you're pretty psyched to be getting up close to that 99% Citrus, and it's far from an easy retake for Fluffy Dreamland. Very hard to just deploy ultimates. You can't really force the fight against this ball.
He's doing it again. Chime's going in again for an assassination. Sound barrier used to stop that rocket barrage doing much. Nice kill from Chime. Takes down Tap in the skies on the point. But still, Citrus Jake, they're on 90%. Fluffy Dreamland ideally don't overextend here in terms of ultimates, but while Strider doing Strider things on the Wrecking Ball, and they are, yes, very much losing. Even with that Astro ult hitting, Strider shrugs it off. Zomba's the only one to fall. A sound barrier from Citrus, and they're still on 99%. Chime ends up falling over, and Fluffy Dreamland on what looked like a one fight. It's all Strider and Zomba, the dynamic duo of the dive, that Ball and Tracer taking over the final few moments of this round.
Yeah, this is the ball map, all right? But
This is the ball
Jack,
map.
this leads us to an obvious third question, which is, can you play Wrecking Ball on Control Center? I don't know. Maybe. Strider? I think the answer is yes. But will it be enough? And this is also a spot where Fluffy Dreamland, could the Orisa May come out? Possibly. I think it's strong here. Maybe not so good against Ball, but who knows?
Jake, every map. This is the ball map. This is the
No. All right, the last map was the ball map. You can't deny it. He dominated them. I mean,
He did dominate,
just the
yeah.
fast rollouts, the boops, the stalling the point. I mean, Ball just has so much utility there. This, I think, is actually possible to play a high mobility dive style on Control Center, but it's crucially you've got to get this outside mega pack control for your backline so that they can stay alive while Strider and Zomba work their magic and try and pick off backlines. For Fluffy Dreamland, you got to punish these dives, right? You really aren't going to get too many chances before Tap starts grinding you out.
All right, I also want to look at his Strider right now and where he's setting up and where the grapple positions are. He's using this little third-person peek here to look around and make sure he knows exactly where everybody is. Ideally gets like a bowl onto Prota and then puts him in an awkward spot. There's the roll. Grapes get slammed. Same with the BAP. Still got the mega health back to run to. Oh, Haven was around the corner. Hello, didn't see Haven there. And Strider's dead. Strider's dead.
Astro,
tried
though,
to get
could
out of
die.
there. Maybe? Astro doesn't have time. Okay, they traded tanks. Who has main control over the point here? I mean, I take the team with the controls, with the server room control, that is for sure. There's the camp for Fluffy Dreamland. Astro switching over, off the Orisa, onto the Diva. Nice little slam from Strider, gonna keep this fight going.
Oh, look at
So
him.
Prota ends up going down. Yeah, Zomba and Strider. Just every single opportunity to spot someone out of position, an insta-kill onto the back.
I've never even seen that before. He did the wall jump on the maze ice block to slam her. Like, this guy's a walking ball highlight reel. This is actually great for the ball players at home. Like, you got to just lock in on this POV. Like, it is so, oh, look at this. Who would expect to get slammed here?
That is ridiculous.
I would not clear this corner if I were Fluffy.
Yeah, there's no way.
shot. And I mean, if you slam on the BAP Lucio, Zomba following up, Tap getting in the mix with some spam, you got to be very cautious. If Fluffy Dreamland take the wrong path, they're going to have a bad time.
All right, Strider's down from the perch.
No fun.
He got the call that they were going main, but now they're on high ground, so that was kind of annoying. If we waited a couple of minutes, maybe they would have got something. Unfortunate stuff, though. Post one from Zomba. Actually ends up scoring a kill on Astro's mech there with the help of Tap. There's the slam into the backline. Grapes with a nice little boop there. Stops the full amount of damage connecting. even a lamp as well to save Proto's life. I mean, without a D.Va here, Jake, it's almost impossible to push in against this Wrecking Ball. And they got mines. I mean,
and the D.Va, I mean, he's an assassin. He knows his target. He knows the D.Va hasn't resuited, and he hunts her down. I mean, Strider's getting these slams in such unconventional positions where you just don't expect the aggression to come. He's there. He's all the way to the back line. And Zombra, I mean, what a dynamic duo on the Tracer. One of the best, maybe the second best Tracer after Rocket in this tournament. But I really think Zomba, you might not have seen his name before, but it's just like a ranked dominator. Very impressive player on the Tracer. A very scary combo for Strider's dives.
Yeah, look at this window position as well. So nice over the point. You're happy with yourself if you're Haven right now, but you still need to click some heads. Eventually, Strider does end up falling. Nice little defensive lamp there around the corner so it can't get shot out by Tap. And even Chime pressuring out the sidelines. Someone needs to look at him eventually, but there's actually Chime now on the point, chasing away his like-for-like in Zomba. And eventually, Neutral also falls. So this Citrus control of this high ground, it's really good. But the problem is, when Haven and Proto are just sitting on the opposite side, you take the hit scan duel any day of the week, especially when there's no ball to interrupt you.
I will say Strider is feeling a lot of pressure. Fluffy Dreamland really putting the damage on ball and even getting quite a few kills on him. So, I mean, he's got to find that balance of continuing to be aggressive, but maybe not right now. No balance needed. You just killed the BAP. This is go time.
Pulse bomb. Can Shime get a pulse bomb connection here? Sound barrier launched in by Fluffy Dreamland straight to the back line. The target is the Lucio, but already that over health proving quite annoying to get around. Nice little turn into the ball there by Strider. Pulse bomb connected, but doesn't result in a kill. Rarely does on the Wrecking Ball, of course. Zomba's now got a pulse bomb of his own, and this could be a messy fight for Fluffy Dreamland. Just trying to stall out for as long as possible. With Citrus at 85%, it's going to be a scrappy final fight if they can even make it back.
Yeah, I think they're maybe going to have one touch, but it might be an awkward one. Maybe Chime has to come in and start the overtime, use recall. But you don't want to be getting drained of resources, especially when you're up against a Kitsune Rush. There's the recall already forced by Zomba.
Yeah, and he triple blink too, and Tap's waiting around the corner. Oh, Grapes, no! Oh, they do manage to get the touch anyway. I thought Grapes was there for the touch. She ends up going down to Zomba, but now you got a rush on the points. Oh, and a pulse bomb on your back line and a barrage in your front line. Ah, it's over. This is a Citrus map here, Jake. This is the ball map. As Fluffy Dreamland and we're going down. Look at him go. Look at him go.
Look at him go, dude.
Oh, Citrus. No, oh, Citrus, sorry. Just Citrus Nation this time around. End up taking the first map, Lijiang Tower, at the hands of Strider's ball.
Okay. Lijiang Tower is now a Wrecking Ball map. What will fall next? What is the next map to join the group of, quote, Wrecking Ball maps where Citrus can win? I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, they had some thoughts there about how to approach this matchup, but it's one of those things where, yeah, you can have all the plans in the world, but it all goes out the window when you get booped and slammed by Wrecking Ball. Now, where the first round was one-sided in their favor, so maybe, you know, on the right map, they can find the win in this series. They can find the answers. Zomba's starting to heat up, though. That's a worrying sign. I think that's maybe one of the biggest threats on the squad.
Dude, it's so annoying. Going against a good Wrecking Ball player is so annoying. As a support player, it's like, I love standing in this position, it's great. I'm in a really good spot right now. It would be a pity if someone rolled through me and hit a double boop and I'm instantly dead to a slam. Yeah, it's so annoying. Look how fast he's going too. It's ridiculous. It's like he's playing, you know what he's playing, Jake? Trackmania is what Strider's playing.
Yeah, you can bring out the controller, get those smooth angles in. I mean,
100%.
I love this. Was such a nice one. A little boop into the corner.
Yeah, straight into the corner.
Crispy.
That's like such an OTP ball play.
Like he boops on like the first frame of the fireball and then goes back into guns. It's like he was in fireball. We didn't even see it on his screen to get the boop, but he just knew the exact minimum timing to get the boop and start shooting.
Whee! Goodbye. He even looks at it too. He's watching it.
You gotta watch those. I mean, this one was sick, dude. Using the base ice block as a ramp to slammer. That's so dope. Like. It's so fun watching this team making the ball work. I mean, truly, this is one of the scariest teams I think that I've seen that is forcing Wrecking Ball in terms of like insane firepower from Tap and Zomba on DPS. Jacob and Neutral having the flexibility to kind of keep the composition and control. We've seen them on other series play a lot of different supports to keep this ball in functionality. And the team functions really well around it. Like they're making me kind of a believer.
All right. Well, King's Row, I believe, is the next map. So, and that was even chosen by Citrus Nation. So, we might see Zeb. Might see Zeb subbed in, but if we see Strider,
King's Row strikes me as a terrible ball map. But I'm just questioning everything I think about Overwatch. When I watch Citrus, I'm like, this is not a good ball map. But
but
I'm ready to be convinced. So we'll see what they've got cooked on Kings Row. Maybe Zeb.
I'm ready for Strider to just come out on ball and just try some absolutely like mental like grapple and like gymnastics with the wrecking ball on second point, like going over the rooftops, like sliding,
you better
perma
believe
hanging. Yeah, I mean, hey, all to be seen. Maybe we see Zeb, but I've got a sneaking suspicion they're keeping Strider in. It's how they found a lot of success. If you remember yesterday, Jake, like the slams with Zomba were so clean. The slams come in, Zomba's instantly there, pulse pistols, boom, hits him with a smack, and the backline just can't do anything. The Anas don't have time to nade, sleep, you know, do the things that Anas do to stay alive. It's tough for teams that are a little bit unorganized, which can't be said for Fluffy Dreamland, to be fair, but they did just fall prey to the Strider ball on a control map.
Everybody's organized until you come up against a wrecking ball. This is the king of this organization and chaos in Overwatch. Injects it into every match. For me, I think you may need to go to an Ana Brig style. I think that's the one backline that can actually hold its own against ball. I mean, Timeless dismantled Citrus with the Ana Brig, but it wasn't easy, right? Like, it was still difficult. Even the dives could still come in. But
there we go.
I mean, Kings Row is one of the worst ball maps, right? Like, it's just there's the angles, all these right angles, tight streets. There's nothing fun and tricky you can do on ball. It's too one single choke type of a map. But Zeb could be really strong here. At the same time, Fluffy Dreamland are not scared of taking this Orisa May mirror, right? Chime told us before, super confident on this matchup. Could see an Orisa mirror here. That's kind of what I'm expecting, actually, based on the players that are coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the most sense to me as well. Like, a lot of the time when we've seen Zeb in, it has just been Orisa and Orisa only. And then, oh, Strider's in. Oh, we're seeing the Wrecking Ball. Their team has two different styles, two very different styles, and it really just depends on what tank is in. We'll see if Fluffy Dreamland are going to come out one of their own. And yeah, like you mentioned, Chime and the rest of the team, very confident on it. Just came off of a hot game versus Team Z, denying that reverse sweep. Pretty incredible matchup. And they've also got a lot of flexibility too, not just like outside the server, but inside the server as well. Not afraid to kind of swap comps up mid-map. We'll see what they can do here. Second map between Fluffy Dreamland and Citrus Nation. Of course, this is a lower bracket semi-final match. Winner here will face Timeless.
Curious to see what Citrus have cooked up with Zeb here. I think Zeb, we've seen him on the Queen, we've seen him on the Orisa, has a lot of flexibility, right? So where Strider brings that intense focus on the Wrecking Ball, Zeb can kind of make your team always an X factor, right? You come up against a squad in the bracket, you're like, oh, they're gonna play ball, let's prep for all the ball maps. And then Zeb comes in and they bring a different style. Still with Tap and Zomba, still no hit scan, as a few teams, as TSM showed, you know, maybe you don't need the hit scan right now. Like, you can just play these high-paced styles and get on top of the enemy hit scan, get rid of them, and they're not such a big factor. Fluffy Dreamland, I think still having to figure this one out. I don't think they know either what to fully expect out of Zeb.
I like this defensive comp though, especially with the Echo. Really nice to kind of hide around the high grounds, and being able to go from low to high is really nice, especially if you're expecting kind of a dive style, being able to help your supports if they do get dove. Maybe just taking a quick shot, quick change here. Is Astro, Haven, Chime. Yeah, all right, Diva, Farah, and Haven back on the Ash.
Okay, Fluffy Dreamland has an unreal amount of poke damage, right? So Citrus are going to be forced into some kind of aggression with this Orisa. And I think that's going to be maybe tenuous, right? If Haven has a good high ground spot, it's going to be up to Tap and Zomba to shut down that hit scan.
Well, Zeb's on high ground right now, trying to defend his backline. I say his backline on the floor.
This is not the trade you want to take with an Orisa. This is
an epic battle.
This is a war.
This is an epic battle. Look at this.
They're slowly clearing out this Orisa.
It's like watching the Roman Empire against the Gaul. Truly an epic battle.
The hordes at the door. Oh, insta double kill from the supports, no less.
Looks like the hordes won this time around. The war dogs were too powerful. The incendiary pigs were also too strong. Unfortunate there. Fluffy Dreamland, they're going to roll over the defense. Citrus, yes. I mean, it's nice to hold that high ground, stop the big like circling and everybody kind of like looking down upon you. But yeah, just got rolled, and it's going to respond. Citrus is going to respond with a quick swap up here. Go to the Queen instead.
I mean, the Orisa is so countered by like very long range spam and Diva, Ana. I mean, Lucio's such a greedy comp from Fluffy Dreamland. Could be punished by Queen and Genji, right? Like, this is the exact comp that loves greedy opponents. You get on top of them, you cut them to pieces, get some dash resets, and just here we go, straight into the cart.
I really like this, yeah. And you can just have full control over the choke. You can even get a D-suit here on Astro, surely, yeah. There you go. And he hasn't got the self-destruct, although probably didn't want to use it anyway. Like, just Carnage swings do a lot of damage. Oh, tap falls to Proterable people, though.
It's a big pick off, right? The Genji is often the tip of the spear in this comp. Citrus aren't scared. They're going to keep this fight going, even in the enemy spawn. No retreat, no surrender. But with Baby Ziva, it's a good call.
Yeah, chasing down the Baby Diva, extending the stall. Oh, attempt for the Gracie there. Where's, I think that landed in Australia. That knife, fortunately.
And man, Citrus are super aggressive, right? Holding all
Where
the way in the
is
spawn.
Jacob?
Players are deep behind.
Where is Jacob?
This is like a Citrus special here as Jacob's back to the squad. Just
Back
when
to the squad.
team needs it. Oh, he's
They do
here.
drop. Oh, the coach gun was so good.
They space
And
baited.
Haven, even under pressure from Tap, still manages to land the headshot on the Lucio. I mean, this really is a Citrus special.
This is a dogfight of a game right now as kills going back and forth. Surely this is Fluffy Dreamland cleaning up. And they, you know, through the chaos, something we praise them for throughout this tournament has been their ability to hold on to ultimates in uncertain fights and secure themselves decisive advantages. They've accomplished that beautifully here. 4 ultimates. Citrus, they're getting close on a few, but you know, this initial start to the fight, Fluffy Dreamland really has a big opening to find opening kills where I don't think Citrus can afford to just force it first.
Wait and see, all right. Orb available now. Citrus spent a lot of time near that spawn, Jake. Zeb's able to build up to an ultimate. Same with Tap, only 15 and 10% away. This barrage from they don't. Do they just not know? Was he just silent
They
the
just
whole
don't
time?
care.
Maybe they don't. Yeah, a nice little Suzu. Zeb still ends up biting the dust even. Prota still comes up with a couple of kills. That was a really. It was like that far is on our team, right? Yeah, yes. Well, they won the fight, so.
It's cool, guys. It's me. I'm the Farah, guys. I mean, it's
I am the
fine.
Farah.
Don't worry. I've got us. I'm covering us. No, actually, I'm on the enemy
This is so
team.
silly.
Nano. I think he's just waiting for the Nano to commit his barrage. Couldn't get it quite in
Yeah,
time.
just no one looked up. I was like, wait, surely they know, right? Well, there's the Bob. Nice rampage hitting, but Grapes with the perfect answer. Now Tap doesn't have to worry about that, can just pop the blade wherever he wants. Oh, the boop's already been used too. I don't think Grapes going to survive all too long. Same with that Diva mech, although the Bunny Blaster, yeah, pretty mean in the right hands, and Astro's got a mean left and right one. Tap and Jacob end up falling over. A good nade onto Zeb there, stops the healing coming through from Adrenaline Rush, and now we Fluffy Dreamland getting that second point.
Fluffy Dreamland are just holding them at a distance and cutting them to pieces. I think Prota has been a huge factor, finding a couple key pickoffs on the Ana, who should, in theory, be kind of busy, kind of scared. Prota hasn't been either of those things, right? He's been finding those opportunities to get aggressive and
He's been getting
stifle, exactly, stifle what should be Citrus, you know, should be getting on top of them. But it's hard on Kings Row. This verticality, really difficult for Queen.
Oh, good. He used the coach gun there by Haven. You have to take control of this high ground. It's hard, though, against the Diva. I'm sure you can land Gracie, but Diva's going to be up there permanently. Well, there's the rush, knowing that Astro's in a little bit of trouble there with a Gracie attached to him.
Getting nothing out of this for Citrus, and Fluffy Dreamland are just tactically outplaying on Kings Row.
Yeah, so many ults though for Fluffy Dreamland. Good start. Haven once again always comes up with the goods. Chime a little bit low. A little bit of bleed effect happening as well. Hit by the Gracie, I would imagine. Double kill for the Farah. But this messy fight is exactly where the Citrus want you to be. They want to bring you down to their level. A nice Gracie onto Chime. And Chime just trying to bob and weave, get out of the way of the Queen. But no, Zeb hits a meat shot and then a headshot, taking care of the Farah. 2 minutes to go. Fluffy Dreamland now finally pushing the payload again.
Yeah, Zeb was able to get a good fight by flanking and getting on the enemy Ana right to start it
good
off,
help.
but with Zomba down and now in the much more choked out part of the map, very hard for Zeb to have any kind of tricky angle. Fluffy Dreamland coming up on 5 ultimates. Citrus, they need to bridge these last 20-30% of their ults, but Fluffy Dreamland aren't going to make that easy option to maybe Nano Farah in here.
Yeah, Nano Barrage as well if you really want to use it. A lot of that getting denied there by everybody kind of scurrying for cover, but Zeb was just in the wrong place, wrong time on that little mini. Chime with 2 kills, chasing people into the spawn. Oh, don't go down. Zomba needs to hit the touch. Does manage to get it, but quickly taken care of by Haven. And even the Bob too. Sound barrier from Fluffy Dreamland to end it all. And that bridge, Jake, was not gapped. Looking like my Polybridge games. like 5 to 10% off every single ultimate that they desperately needed to secure themselves at least one more fight. 1 minute and 34 seconds in the bank for Fluffy Dreamland to boot.
It's a great offense, right? I think they found their way through the chaos that Citrus tries to inject. Maybe just having better answers for Zeb. You know, the Queen, the Orisa. Yes, they can be aggressive. Yes, they can start the fight, but compared to something like a Wrecking Ball, right? They're much more of a known quantity. Their mobility is so much more limited. Generally, you know where to expect them from. Although Zeb was finding some angles there to get in on the Queen. On attack, though, I have a hard time seeing what Zeb's going to play here to make this work. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, I don't mind at all them running back this comp. You know, the Lucio speeds you away on Ana and Ashe from any, Queen Orisa shenanigans. Ana's getting free uncontested nades. And then the DPS, they're just kind of feasting, right? They're just kind of free shooting on the enemy backline. I don't know what Zeb's thinking about it too. He doesn't know what he's going to play.
It's time to sub him in. Mid-map, break the rules. Put in Strider
Zeb, just
on
play
the
ball.
ball.
You'll do fine, bro. You'll do fine. Just play ready.
Get Strider in the comms, he'll coach you live.
Yeah, have him live
through the map.
What to play. No, don't grapple there.
That would be insane. What a way to play. All right.
Tap has to put the world on his shoulders on Genji right now.
Yeah, it's going to be the Orisa. So Zeb going back to Ye Olde Faithful here. Well, there's one thing they can do extremely well, Jake, is definitely chase the D.Va out of this high ground. Zeb, it looked like Zeb was going to make it then. Did you see the Orisa sail off the
you might be
high
able
ground?
to spin to make that jump with Speed Aura and Spin.
Spin and Speed Aura? Oh, yeah, maybe.
Clearing this high ground is tough, though. I mean, you're going to be in this hallway. It's Pharah spam. Tap wants to get a kill right now, though.
That was a nice spear onto Prota, but Prota's standing tall. I mean, honestly, the amount of, peel that Prota has is insane.
I mean, the big thing is there's just nobody to deal with the D.Va.
Yeah.
D.Va just is totally fine face tanking Orisa for extended periods of time with the Matrix, with the armor. I mean, and then as soon as Fortify goes down and Orisa runs out of skills, D.Va's just a shotgun hero point blanking you on Orisa.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like Citrus is doing what they have to do, which is inting in on Tap and Zamba when Zeb connects and just trying to force kills, but so difficult to make that work against Fluffy Dreamland. I mean, I think they have a major strategic edge here.
They know Zomba's being rather sneaky as well. Decent damage on the far end. Wow.
Okay, just
Zomba
do that.
actually gets that kill. And then make it too. Zomba just hanging around in the back line. 2.5 minutes to go. Nano boost deployed onto Astro now, who deals with the D.Va. Jacob running away as fast as his little skates will carry him. All right, Astro still has this self-destruct to remake if they really need it, but no kills initially. They're going to at least buy some time. They got another tick. Oh, Fluffy Dreamland are going to get another one in a second or so. And this rush available from Citrus, still a hard-fought battle, especially without this Nano, but Grapes has his sound barrier. Oh, Zomba looking for a pulse bomb connection, but it's actually Tap that's first to fall. Beautiful stick, though, and a blinker straight behind Prota. Prota had no idea where Zomba was there. Just looking around in bewilderment as Zomba is just farming the backline right now. I mean, it was all Chime and Haven last time, and it's now Zomba's time to shine for Citrus this time around. And well, with 1 minute and 40, you'll take that. 4 minutes as they move through the second point.
I've been glazing Zombra so hard, and I'm glad to see it's being validated. Correct dominance on the Chaser, but such a long hill to climb, right, with where you are in King's Row. We need to just see that continuously out of Zomba. If he makes this happen, I mean, this is going to be like a hard carry from the DPS, especially Tracer. Maybe the one hero who has pretty good matchups in this comp.
All right, beat, Blade. Go Terror Surge as well. That's actually just getting through his choke might be quite hard.
Oh,
Where's the heals? Where my heals? Oh, good spear from Zeb. You see that?
Yeah, onto the high ground. All right, he can make this Orisa sing. I mean, it's a rough matchup for Orisa, but those spear connections, if they're not eaten by D.Va, you can
try and oh, no way. Good nade from Prota. Can they follow this up with then kills?
Oh,
Zeb the spear again from Zeb. Are you serious?
Okay, now he's going hard. Now he's in there, but they got to push card though while this fight's going on.
Really bad matchup, Jake. I don't want to hear any of it. Zeb's looking clean.
Tap.
What? Tap just dies himself, just try
and kill the baby D.Va. If he gets the kill, he dashes out and lives, but if he fails,
then he dies.
I like that. You need to take risks. You need to be gambling in this matchup. You need to be pushing the limit.
All right. So the payload's going to stop at least for the time.
Having beat is a big edge in a fight like this, though, right? Like, if Genji doesn't get slept, he should have kind of free reign with this beat, or with this beat blade combo.
Yeah, it's all about kind of denying him right now. He was not exactly going to stand up to him too well. Somber again, just feasting. Chime with a 2-tap, however, as the bomb has been deployed. There's a nano. Whoa, where are we? In the brewery still. Oh, there's a barrage and the boost onto Chime. Neutral tap. They're gone. Rest is history. That was an expensive fight for Dreamland. A barrage, a bob, and a nano boost. And now it's all onto Tap's blade. No sound barrier, unfortunately, to kind of sustain the Genji through it, however.
Yeah, the nano barrage just killed people way too quick for Jacob to possibly react with the sound barrier. And by the time the barrier came down, everyone was so low. I love Zeb going to the D.Va, though. I think this is necessary. Like, as good as he is on the Orisa, the D.Va is so good into basically every single hero Fluffy Dreamland's running.
Wow, that was a lot of damage by Chime there. Almost one-bopped someone. I mean, yeah, try and take high ground right now. Please, I dare you. Well, someone's at least pressure in the payload, so yeah, Fluffy Dreamland are forced to rotate.
And Genji should have an easier time now with D.Va able to follow him into these dives. Fluffy Dreamland still a bit away from that beat.
Blade popped, Coach Gun used, he's looking for targets, but every time this guy, 15 HP, oh, and Astro chased him down. Every single member of Fluffy Dreamland either 2 miles away or 2 miles high in the sky. Like, that was a ridiculous peel there from that blade. Tap had nowhere to go, even after getting Coach Gun to then using the dash. That was not a blade you really wanted to see.
That was sick from Grapes. There's actually a spot in the ceiling there that you can stand. And I think that Lucio got up in there. The Genji's like waiting for him to fall down. He's like, wait, Lucio's just chilling up in the ceiling here. Buys the time to get to that beat. Back to the Junker Queen. Tried and true, old faithful. But it's a tough scenario. Need more heroics from Zomba, which is a ridiculous thing to be asking, but it's what we need.
Good nade. Dev, Jacob, Tab, go anti there for a brief moment before the Suzu comes in. Good Gracie onto Haven. That's a good start. Citrus, 30 seconds to go. Have 1 kill to make this .2 work. Although Fluffy Dreamlands, they have lost another and another. Chime and Grapes dead. Should be the cat now. Though the D-suit is pretty nice. Astro still kills Tap, but how long is this D.Va going to be able to survive? Not too much longer, as another Gracie kill from the Queen should be good enough for Citrus.
All right, Zeb, the hero we needed, you know, just randomly knifing the Ashe across the map. It's hard. Maybe it's not impossible, though. And Zeb is comfortable on the Queen. I think the Queen ult as well is actually a super powerful tool. The default kit is pretty difficult against Pharah and Ashe, but if you can, you know, put that anti-heal on him, oh, Genji and Tracer are going to be real happy about that.
Yeah, if you can get 1, I think, in this comp, you're golden. Or you can get
D.Va plus 1. That's your hope, is D.Va plus 1.
Nice nade onto Zeb, though. Even better Suzu, though. Comes in just in time. Slowly but surely working ways to their ultimate. There's the rush. That'll definitely help him. Chime in a lot of trouble. Tab just focus him down with the shurikens. Only a minute to go. Fluffy Dreamland looking for a hard reset. Good Gracie yet again. Zeb's accuracy, not only on the spears, but on the blades. They're looking good. We'll see if Fluffy Dreamland can recontest. They got a lot of rolls to work with here. Chime foregoing the barrage, Jake. Just swaps off entirely, goes to Tracer, and now Zeb trying to hold people in spawn. Oh, no way. What was that? D.Va plus 1? How about 3 or 4 people in the spawn? Zeb ends up just holding the door, locking it shut. I mean, that is it. That is going to be the cap, but they need at least a couple of seconds here. Would be nice. There you go. 21 will do, resulting in a 1 minute versus 2:13 time rank. What an ult from Zeb.
Hey, you can work with that, right? You can work with an OT round. The challenge is, though, Fluffy Dreamland's first defense was rock solid last time. It was difficult for Citrus to break through. And you don't really have that luxury this time. You have to break through. You have to get at least some progress. And honestly, in general, first point is probably the toughest spot on the map for Citrus. So overtime, you know, if you can get a snowball rolling, I could see them making magic happen on the streets phase, but getting through that first point is going to be their toughest test for Citrus.
Now, what's Zeb going to roll out with? That's the question. Is it going to be the Queen again, do you reckon?
I guess so. I mean, you know, I think you like Zeb just is known for the Queen and the Orisa, and so wants to stay to the comfort. I think of those two, I prefer the Queen. You know, she has that X factor of the shout for Tracer and Genji can help them a lot. And on top of that, you know, the chance to just hit a Gracie and the ult as well is great value, but the ult value probably not going to come into sight here with a 1 minute overtime push.
Well, if Citrus prepare for their 1 minute offense, we'll have to wait and we'll have to see what they've got to say about it with a quick listening.
Stay playing. They're just gonna
All right, I'll go all the way behind then. Yeah, like if she nades me and we live that, I think we can get on them and win. I think their nades the only like.
They're gonna use my name.
I'm shouting. Going under 3, 2, 1.
I'll TP over in 2.
I'm AFK. Alright,
I'm under.
I'm walking. That's good.
That's just really close.
You
No
boosting?
coach. I've shouted.
I'm ready, Zeb. I'm ready whenever you are. I'm ready whenever you are.
5, 5, 5.
I have flank as well. I have flank
3, 2, 1. I'm walking.
as well. Work on me.
Fair one.
On axe. No nade.
Fair dead.
I go back up.
You go.
Start forcing point in a sec.
I can hit backline again.
Yeah. Kill. Force point. Go point.
I'm on.
Nice.
Nice. That was perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Can't ask for much more.
Oh, perfect offense there from Citrus. Yeah, even they agreeing with it. Zomba again, Jake. Like, that's 2 for 2 on the Pharah. In that exact same situation, like in that small room. Take it down, Shine.
Yeah, I think Fluffy Dreamland maybe getting in their own head a little bit, playing that very passively, like very far in the back with no one pressuring so much onto the front line, and ends up costing them dearly. The Queen has been that change-up maybe that has caught this Diva style lacking. And Zomba, I mean, finding these opening kills, like if he can keep doing that, anything's possible. That Tracer always can make it work no matter how difficult the scenario. Proto uses nade aggressively, super low HP.
Yeah, can't hit himself. Zomba takes him out. Nowhere near the Mega either. It's actually Zomba that takes it. Now looking at Haven, who's taking a little bit of chip damage, but your front line is just melting like an ice cream on a hot day. Absolutely no way Dreamland are going to hold that choke point. As now the push continues, and now it's looking dicey for Dreamland, Jake. 2 minutes 13 in the bank. Citrus are an OT pushing second.
Is there anything more classic than a 6 cap on Kings Row? The 1 minute overtime turning into a full cap of the map? I don't want to speak it into existence, but I'm speaking it into existence here. I mean, this fight is really difficult. You're recontesting into rush for the end of second point. I can see Citrus winning this with 1 ult and then maybe even snowballing deeper into third. We'll see if Fluffy Dreamland can find some kind of opening kill. They would love a pick, but not from Zomba. Ooh, lucky miss.
Oh, that pulse bomb. That would have been 3 fights in a row. Zomba opens up with a nice kill. All right, Dreamland, what have you got for us right now? You've got a barrage in your hands. It's going to be a ground barrage. Pretty ill-advised most of the time. Sound barrier comes through from Citrus. Astro is going to have to stand up to this aggression. Gets a beat of his own, but now this rush, then the rampage, everything thrown in by Citrus just to make sure they get these points. But the Nano onto the Ram, still standing tall with all that armor. It's a tough foe to take down. And here is where the payload will end. Fluffy Dreamland managed to hold on. Still to kill Zomba, of course, but it should be pretty easy.
Zomba? The hero?
Still holding. Okay, there we go. They were holding on, but eventually, overtime will tick through. 4 points, a whole bunch of ultimates. Citrus, with only a minute in the time bank, basically make it to second.
Yeah, getting it all the way through second point buys them a lot of options to win this one out. Still winnable though for Fluffy Dreamland, right? As that could have been a lot worse. I think they really, if that pulse bomb came in, we would have been looking at a deep push through third point. So Fluffy Dreamland going to be thanking their lucky stars that, you know, for once Zomba didn't hit the perfect play to start the fight. But man, you gotta be respecting him. I wonder if we need to see Chime come out on the Tracer just to alleviate some of that pressure on the flank that Zomba's putting on.
He just can't get. It just can't keep getting away with this, Jake.
Oh,
Someone
he can.
stop Zomba.
And he will if you don't really put the pressure on him. They really are investing in this Pharah, I think, feeling like they need to keep the pressure onto Zeb. And in fairness, Pharah also has a pretty solid matchup into the Genji, but it's just felt hard for Fluffy Dreamland to keep these DPS alive with Citrus pressuring on all angles, very, very aggressive with this Tracer Genji style. In theory, Pharah is good, but just, you know, like if you aren't getting the heals for a few seconds, it's easy to be left on an island and cut down.
Just get Fluffy listening, and they got 2 minutes and 13 to make it to second point.
Okay, well, I'm really looking to fuck the Queen. Like, every fight I'm looking to fuck Queen, okay? I'm sowing early and pushing Queen.
Defend objective A.
Left side there's a queen, I think, actually.
Carry one, carry.
Yeah, okay, we can just swing out right, top right. I think maybe trade top right. Trade top right.
I go fighter.
I'm gonna force point in
I'll
3,
up to
2, 1. Queen wrapping
I think I was trying. Hurry.
Queen left, queen left. Slow main on queen. Queen pushing out.
Walk guys, queen. Fish is out.
Genji's under. I'm
Queen's rolling. No shot. Secure. Tapping the point. Queen left. Queen
I'll
left.
flank yourself.
Good again, I'm gonna sneak in a carry.
No ray.
Queen slow. Queen low. One.
Fish it up.
Queen up.
shooting queen.
No shot.
Lose one.
Carry behind you guys.
Yeah, we have point in mid tagging it.
It's only supports.
I can be touch.
Good man. Nice.
Alright, I do it main now.
I think this fight really important. I just make one fucking.
It's got to be the most insane comms we've ever listened into. Sounding like Genghis Khan out there, Jake. I mean, look. Citrus, they doing it before going that point. 2 minutes, turning into a single minute now. Fluffy Dreamland. Well, they've got a minute to do it. Chime switching over to the mate. Under a lot of pressure already as Zomba just perma pressure in the backline. It's been so tough. Oh, what a shot from Haven. Okay. Tap thought he made it out of there alive. As now the scrappy fight on the point continues.
Yeah, so just trying to get some sort of cheeky spawn camp kills here, but Fluffy Dreamland definitely bat away the aggression, and now they're charging up some powerful ultimates for the final closeout fight at the end of second point. It is going to be down to one fight with how well Citrus played that offense, but they're not going to have some key ultimates, right? Jacob 50% away from the sound barrier. It feels like that might not even come through at all this round. Maybe it's got to be Zomba again, but he's up against the cleanse. I mean, it's hard. You got to find an isolated target to pulse bomb. Multiple
Zomba has done it like 3 fights in a row, Jake. He can do it again.
This is rough, though. This is different than picking off a Pharah. I mean, there's so many defensive tools. Yeah, there it is.
All right, cleanse moment, Kiriko moment, whatever you want to call it. Sound barrier available from Grapes. Neutral's going to have to respond with a rush of their own as Fluffy Dreamland had taken over all of this space. Bob's even thrown in too. Should be an easy kill on the Bob, but it's a bit of a weird angle to actually shoot it, so using their rush isn't going to be a priority for them right now. Overtime in session here. The payload is currently being contested by the Tracer, but this annihilation from Astro, I mean, this might just be all over. Citrus, they're going to need to push at some point. Jacob does get the beats, but when's he going to use it? Oh, Blizzard does end up hitting the point as the sound barrier comes in. Zeb's going to survive at the time being, but this snowball is just absolutely dominating Citrus on the points. They do end up pulling the blade as well as Haven used the coach gun to get a good enough distance to execute the Genji. And there it is. The push was successful. 2 minutes and 16 seconds was all they needed to tie up the series.
Fluffy Dreamland equalized, but certainly too close for comfort up against the Junker Queen, right? Zeb was making magic happen quite a bit, especially on that original offense. Overtime as well looked great. But finally, Fluffy Dreamland showing that composure that we've come to know them for, that they're, able to respond well, even under pressure. It's the quality you need to make it far in a tournament like this, because you're going to come up against teams like Citrus that are super aggressive, that are not scared to make plays, that are up in your face every fight. And if anyone is nervous or you're overcoming, people are getting too emotional, you fall apart in the face of that aggression. So, Fluffy Dreamland keeping it together. We'll see if they can last through the series, though, because so far I'm still a little bit worried about how they'll respond to the Wrecking Ball on a solid ball map.
Is Runasapi a ball map, Jake?
In the Strider's world, I'm going to say yes. Normally, I'm going to say, for me, probably not. But for Strider, I feel like it can work. Well, then again, it's also a pretty good Queen map. We've seen a few other teams even play the Queen on Runasapi and make it look pretty good. It's like a lot of these angles are Queen to play corners and run around. But that also would be awkward. I think normally you would want to play at least some kind of hit scan with the Queen. Man, Sombra feasting on Tracer this map was like a huge reason I think this was even competitive.
Look at that.
Genji is just so hard against this comp, actually. It's ridiculous.
That was a ridiculous amount of peel.
There's like 4 boops in the comp for Genji. There's Coach Gun, Lucio, Pharah, and Diva. I mean, they can all mess you up and just get you off those melee blade swings. What point of the map was this, Jack? Without looking at the scoreboard, how many times did that kill happen in the map?
I know.
Zomba
at least twice. Could have been more. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Constantly playing on that strange off angle. Nice Suzu there, of course. I mean, that's really what saved them. This is a very, very close affair so far. But yeah, I do worry too, right? I do worry about the Wrecking Ball and when it's going to come out. Runa Sapi, though, I mean, Zeb can play Queen. We've seen it mixed with something like a Sojourn previously. So maybe that is going to be what the doctor ordered.
It's really interesting because I think you could plausibly go either way as Citrus. You know, just it's a push map.
Yeah.
But in the past, we have seen them play ball here. I'm thinking back to the previous series. They played the ball here against teams that like to play the Winston. And honestly, with the way the first map went, I think the ball is your best bet. I think, you know, they've got Fluffy Dreamland have a bit of a download on Zeb. Responding with this Pharah pick is like, to me, that looked really good. Like there were some moments, but it required individual heroism from Citrus to get the win. Whereas when they're playing with the ball, it feels like it's more natural for individuals like Zomba to succeed. There's more chaos for Zomba to create opportunities out of.
Well, we'll see if Strider ends up coming into the roster. We're going to take a quick break. Runa Sapi up next. So they were like, well, guess what? We're going to take you to a non-ball map. Wait, they're all ball maps.
I mean, push is just a good mode for Wrecking Ball, right? The nature of that moving objective, I think, is it's hard to stabilize the game and slow things down. And Fluffy Dreamland's still going to be running a Lucio look this time around, the Astro's Queen. I mean, this worked for them super well on Night Market, but to me, it's going to be tougher to endure without that like strong, stable position with tons of cover. You got to move through the map on Runa Sapi. You've got to be dynamic and aggressive. And I mean, who better to do that than a Wrecking Ball comp? You know, for Astro, if he can weather the aggression, maybe there's an opportunity to turn, but I feel Citrus are going to get the first go at these fights.
100%. I was almost a little late to the party here, but it shouldn't be too long before he gets it. I mean, Strider too, like, you're going to know how to play against Sombra a lot of the time as well. The manual hacks only last for so long. Not too much of a worry for him. Speaking of which, I just saw one go on neutral of all people. So I'm taking a lot of damage at the front line. Yeah, forced to recall pretty early, not in the best position. The hack, denied by Strider.
It's so sick. He like breaks the LOS for a second to avoid the hack. But this time it comes to Zomba.
Yeah, all right. 2 key targets there for the hack, the ball, or the Tracer. And this time around, it was Tracer.
Yeah, Citrus, they got the first look on it, but it wasn't enough. And Astro's able to be kind of a bully on this Queen, right? Like shotgunning these DPS. Haven almost oversteps his bounds, but Astro does find the follow-up kill on Jacob. Had to be a knife pull there. I can't imagine any other way the Lucio goes down. So Astro looking pretty solid on the Queen, looking comfortable here. I thought the ball would be hard to deal with, but so far, Fluffy Dreamland rolling through.
Oh, wow. Well, that's not good. Oh, okay. It just leaves a pulse more on the ground for the ball. They are just...
They're falling apart.
Falling over, yeah. This isn't what I kind of expected from Citrus, to be honest. There's checkpoint already.
Fluffy Dreamland, stability, right? Adaptation, patience through the long series. They're showing all of these qualities that have brought them here to this point. Haven goes for a speculative hack here. Not too upset it doesn't work out. The whole team just controls this forward high ground, making it very awkward for Citrus to get to the card. Ball just cannot really fight in a room like that.
Oh, and Haven's in that spot too. Quickly leaves it. A new spot that we found yesterday. All right, EMP available. Manual hack, hits the virus, Strider waddles away, you're chilling. Now the EMP, now you have to be a little bit scared if you're Citrus, especially if you're Strider. I really like the short TPs there sometimes to get instantly back into the stealth. Neutral goes down after even the rush and the sound barrier thrown in. I mean, you're just pushing as far as you possibly can. There's a duplication onto the Queen. Protodoes end up falling, but 85 meters and a bit. Citrus still holding on. Strider picks up a good kill. Same with Jacob. All right, they're regaining control of this map slowly but surely, but it's still a long way to go.
Nice little stagger on the Queen, you know, get a couple seconds there, but that's a big start for Fluffy Dreamland. And Citrus needs important ultimates to close out. At the same time, Fluffy Dreamland, no support ultimates means it's going to be hard for them to weather the storm as it comes in. Something like a Kitsune Rush. You can EMP, but it doesn't really deal with the ultimate. I think eyes on neutral right here. If he can get one of those Suzu to stop the EMP plays, could be a really challenging fight for Astro.
All right, Chime trying to find an alternate angle into the fight. Rush available. Same with the sound barrier for Citrus. She's got a nog at Ajax here. No, both supports though instantly taken down. The collapse was sublime from Haven and Astro after that EMP landed, and Jacob didn't even have a chance to react. And, well, to be fair, if Jacob did react, probably would have Ajaxed, as he would have hacked out of that beat. 84 meters for Fluffy Dreamland. Still trying to deal with Strider, as they're going to gain some lead in just a moment, but Strider makes it back. And a good presence of mind there too, dodging Gracie.
Yeah, and he wants to just maybe hold this checkpoint, keep the forward spawn offline for Fluffy Dreamland. If he's able to do that, it would be nice, but the hack,
The hack on the health pack. There was a hack on the health pack as well, Jake, so even if he did get it, it wouldn't have actually been collected. Astro goes down. All right, okay. A big rush play and a sound barrier from Citrus, but they're investing a lot. That's double support ultimate. See how fast Haven can now build up towards the next DMP.
Citrus, though, finally back on the front foot, right? The cart on the enemy team side of the map, and without ultimates for Fluffy Dreamland, engaging on this cart could be a fraud proposition, right? With the opportunity for a minefield to split you at a choke point. Fluffy Dreamland are gonna have to approach this with care, right? I think they would really love to get a support ultimate online before things really break down.
All right, where are these mines going now? That was like the most strafe fight ever. As you see them both just strafing in unison, just shooting each other in the head. Strider's one.
Strider overstepped too much.
Unlucky. Strider ball dead, and yeah,
he's
once
back
again,
so fast. You know, if Citrus just stay alive here, they've got a couple ultimates cooking. I don't think this is the worst thing in the world for them. Like, it's not that painful of a death.
Oh, do they see the Tracer? Haven just walked right past Zomba. Oh, now they do. Alright, well, here comes the mines, Jake.
Bombs
Still
on
kill
point.
onto Prota. No Suzu, no TP by the looks of it. Kiriko going down in that situation. Not too uncommon if you've not got any cooldowns left.
Yeah, and it's just a full cleanup for Citrus. It's a clean fight. Keeping everyone alive, crucial as they're able to snowball forward and put some more progress on. And I think getting that checkpoint unlocked would really be a wind in their sails. That's really what this next fight is going to be all about. Fluffy Dreamland with the support ultimates to stabilize any kind of early aggression, but interested to see who Tap goes for on the copy. I think a lot of good options. Could be the Tracer for survivability. Maybe you could get risky with it and try and get that queen, try and get a queen ult online. Could be huge in a spot like this. Is Fluffy Dreamland coming from a small room? Ooh, kind of questionable. Strider sees this coming a mile away.
Big slam too. Oh, there's the follow-up from Zomba. A quick translocate there from Haven to make sure it doesn't get one clipped. Chime comes up with a kill on the other side of things. Zomba, without a recall and without too much health remaining, has to escort himself out of the fight. Is now chased by Chime. Good follow-up by the Tracer. 2 kills for Chime in that fight. And Fluffy Dreamland, once again, just stopping Citrus Nation, getting that point. That capture point is just so close. I think it's like 4 meters or something. They just needed to hold on and win that engagement, and then they would have got checkpoint.
That's well done by Grapes holding on to the sound barrier, right? So they win with just the one support ultimate, and now they have the opportunity to make further progress here on Runasapi on the other side of the map. Would love to get that checkpoint unlocked, but maybe don't want to take too many risks to accomplish it.
The CMP is going to be devastating. Yep, hits 3. Nice shift though by Tap. Actually sends him sky high, but still chased down. Nice tracker from Haven. They takes down the Echo. 4v5 now, near this point, the bot's going to get moving too. The Strider is hacked, so can't and won't have a chance to actually touch. I think that was a Haven too, getting sucked by Zomba, but used the Translocator to get away. There's the Queen ult as well.
Big
Oh,
Queen
that is
ult.
big in the back. Yeah, Jacob, Zomba, Tap in trouble. No Suzu. Well, maybe I heard it go off, or it might have been Protas, but it had little to no effect, even if it did land. And that is a chase of the ball in the spawn door. And Jake, that's a team kill. And that's over 100 meters now for Fluffy Dreamland.
This could be the back-breaking fight here for Citrus. They're struggling for the answer. Strider's gonna go for the Queen Mirror. Feels like he can't make it work on the Wrecking Ball, and that's kind of a mental domination here for Fluffy Dreamland, right? You force Strider off of his comfort pick. See if he can bring it back on the flex. See what he's got on the Queen. Nice pull and a Chime. Okay, he's got something going on the Queen. Maybe he can take this mirror.
He lands 1 knife. He's got something going on the Queen, actually. All right, Strider, show us what you got. He's dead. There you go. Sound barrier coming in for Fluffy Dreamland. Nice return beat there, but they haven't got Strider to kind of hang around with. Chime with a beautiful couple of clips there on neutral. 122 meters, 2 minutes to go, slowly but surely. And you were saying before, Jake, it's a pretty comebackable map, but it's really not looking like it, especially now as Citrus are forced off of their comfort ball pick.
Hey, you know what? If you can bring it on the Queen, if you even have a decent Queen, I like the Genji in this matchup. I think Genji can get a lot done. EMP is scary, but you know, just that raw pressure damage. If Genji can find some kills, these can be blown wide open very, very quickly.
All right, Zomba. Oh, good dodge. Heard that hand coming in, instantly blinked away. 60 HP though, has to hit the recall. There was a hand that was laid out there by Haven to try and get a rehack on the Tracer, but he's taken out by Chime. Chime has had his number. And a lot of the time too, you're just burning so many cooldowns against the Sombra. Well, Chime can just easily clean you up. Such a massive advantage having a recall over an enemy Tracer. And Jay, this is going from bad to worse. I'm gonna be honest with you, pal. Citrus just getting torn apart. 55 seconds to go, and look at the ultimate bank for Fluffy Dreamland.
Fluffy Dreamland have really started running away with this. I mean, this is the spot where you start to really feel the pain. I mean, they could go for a full cap here. I think maybe there's no reason to do that. Might as well play defensive, but yeah, I wouldn't mind just ripping it and trying to end the game. I think you really do have the ultimates to get that done.
Haven's gonna vibe. Go under
Giving up a lot of map here. Not necessary in my mind. Maybe they really want to fight on this corner.
Good movement from Chime there, staying the Hegel back away, and there is the Rampage. Hits two, Strider and Zomba. Antied, but a good kill onto Tap will result in a trade as Haven also falls with the EMP, but look, getting ultimates out of Citrus is great. Haven't used any just yet, but the bot is in Fluffy Dreamland's court right now, as they are still getting they're eking out every single meter possible as overtime approaches. Jacob struggling to survive on the Lucio. Not taken out just yet. It's actually Astro first to fall as Zomba. Yeah, all right, coming alive now on the Tracer.
It's a nice cleanup, some late kills. Zomba, Tap, combining for some, but I mean, it's a long road home. Fluffy Dreamland have set themselves up with a very easy opportunity to close out here. We need something miraculous, frankly, you know, to stop this EMP from Haven. If he finds even 2-3 targets, it should just be too much. You gotta remember, even losing players here is pretty devastating with those overtime spawns. And oh no, it's a massive one.
Oh, the EMP. I mean, Jake, that's going to seal the deal. The blade's good for one, though, and playing on the rush is even better. Two for Tap, in fact. Look how fast he's swinging that blade. I mean, look, Grapes Haven down. I mean, Citrus, they've got 2 players left. Strider is going to hit the ults. Tap kills another. It's a scrappy one, but Grapes has the beats. It's going to be so tough. Strider with a nice knife. Pins Chime to the mantelpiece. The Carnage swing and a miss. And Chime, I'm behind you. Okay, adding it, okay. A little bit of BM there at the very end as Fluffy Dreamland with a victory sound barrier end up completing the map with a nice little W.
Hey, Strider, not so bad on the Queen, you know? It was okay. It put some respect on the name, had some nice knives.
It's some nice knives, okay, I take it back. I didn't know your Queen game.
But that's a painful one, right? Like I think that's a really important map to win. New Junk City, definitely a Zeb map. Maybe a map where it could be harder to counterpick him. Maybe like harder to bring out those Pharah styles. The Diva, not quite as good, but yeah, maybe I think this is time, right? It's time to throw the chips down. We've seen Zeb clutch up before on New Junk City. No WCS had a masterful clutch on Flashpoint. So let's see, maybe they can get it done again.
It's their map choice too, so yeah. So look at some highlights though of that last map. It really did feel, especially at the start, like Strider, the ability to get into the backline was just hindered so much by Haven. And then Chime too, to be fair, like just as soon as that hack goes on, the virus hits, like Chime and Haven are on top of you. You have to go to Mega, you have to reset, you have to go swing in for another push. It just was not working out. And as soon as Astro with the Queen, he was just hitting ult after ult after ult. The Rampage just had such unbelievable impact for the team, especially at the start of the game. It was just something that Citrus Nation just weren't ready for.
Yeah, they look dialed in practice on this style, and it feels like this is, you know, maybe they were caught unawares in their last series, still managed to close that one out, but...
Oh, here it is, Translocate.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you get some iframes when you TP, so able to dodge that damage.
That was so nice. Yeah, big play.
And as good as Zomba has been in this series, man, when Chime takes the mirror on the Tracer, it's anybody's game, right? Like this team has that, you know, flexibility to adapt, and they're doing. I mean, I thought maybe you'd need the on a break to shut down Strider's ball, but this Queen style has proven also effective.
Yeah, I'm curious. All right, New Junk City though. I mean, Queen, you can play Queen. You can play pretty much anything. I feel like you can play pretty much anything on New Junk City. Quite an open map, or not like as in spatially, but quite an open map in terms of heroes you can play. We've seen a ton of different styles. Maybe we do see Zeb on the Orisa. Maybe
Yeah, I think Orisa, we could see JQ, and maybe those are the two most likely suspects. Maga, maybe. I mean, I think strong, but neither of these teams have shown a real preference, I think, for the hero.
Yeah, I mean, classically a map that Malga's been decent on over the course of his life in the game. We'll have to wait and see. And we'll have to see if there's any substitutions as well. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland, Jake, one more map away from sailing through this lower bracket. Remember, one team does have to face Timeless, though. There is that big caveat that you will face Timeless if you win this series. And it does look like we are seeing the sub. Yeah, there it is. So Zeb's in, so Orisa or Queen here, I would imagine, for Citrus.
I want to see the Queen. I like the explosiveness.
Okay.
I think that variable potential is highest with her, the opportunity to blow things up. I think, to be honest with the Orisa, as you know, there were some moments for Zeb where he's connecting with every skill and making it work. But I think Fluffy Dreamland in general have the download on that matchup. And I mean, they play a lot of Orisa themselves. So I think they have a clear understanding of how the comp functions, and they deal with the Orisa really well. Like, they know what Orisa can't respond to, and they're deploying exactly that fight after fight. Got to compliment Haven as well on the flexibility, right? I think definitely like a hit scan player, bread and butter, super focused, but to bring out the Sombra and to have it be so solid and consistent is like the reason they're able to win some of these matchups against the ball.
Yeah, the Sombra looked good. EMPs were on point, hitting good targets, especially that ending one, hitting Lucian, just blowing him up. Don't forget to get your tickets to DreamHack, by the way. Right down there, dreamhack.com/Stockholm for more information. Come watch us live. We'll be there. It's going to be a good time. I made a joke about Johnny a million times. Not going to make another one. We got more time to do that. We got a lot of lead up to Toronto. So he says in my ear, make one about Matt. We'll bring the garden gnome too. He fits in a suitcase. Easy as. Easy as. There you go. The lower... So he says he's a carry-on. He's pretty small. So yeah, there you go. We'll carry Matt on the plane. We don't even have to pay for his airfare. But yeah, go make sure you get your tickets down below. They're still available, but they will go fast. Dallas was, by the way, Dallas was crazy. Dallas was sold out, and also we had to add like additional seating. Like, there was so many people watching at the Dallas Major. It was a good time. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss the finals too. And we get to see the clash of the continents too. Obviously EU and NA, and then we also get to see Korea probably dominate again. I can't wait to see Jumbin again, is all I'm saying. I haven't cast Jumbin in so long.
Jumbin go crazy.
Please. I want to cast
Crazy Raccoon have been getting wild over in Korea. I think they've been winning so much. They're like, what else should we play next? Doomfist. Let's.
Whatever. We'll just play this. We'll play that. It doesn't matter.
A little bit of everything.
Sick. And I will say, Japanese Overwatch on the up and up. I'm just saying, there's a big possibility that they show up big in Stockholm as well, or at least I am hoping so. All right, exciting. New Junk City, Jake. Here we go.
Here we go.
Zeb
locking in
for Citrus.
Zeb struggled on King's Row, but finally found his footing and arguably had a pretty decent showing on the map. I think going to New Junk City, this is full confidence in Zeb, like trusting that he's the man of the hour. And it's Fire and Ice. They're locking it in, baby. The May
Fire and Ice.
Classic comp into the Orisa mirror. I'm not sure how this one goes. I have to believe in Zomba's Tracer, but Torb and May is a pretty dastardly DPS combo to be trying to play Tracer into.
Dastardly is definitely the word. Gonna be real. That is a comp that I wouldn't mind seeing in my ranked games every single day. Or maybe I would. I don't know. It's pretty frustrating when you play. Wait a second. No. Wait a second. All right, Citrus. What have you got for us? You're against the Fire and Ice combo, but you got Tap on the Fire, which is going to be a hard target to take down.
I mean, Orisa can tolerate some of that frontline pressure pretty effectively. Farah should put in a lot of spam. Kind of need to see Chime make something happen, I think, on this May. Torb as well, there's a lot of spam from these Fluffy Dreamland DPS, right? Like one Cheeto, the wrong direction, pops your head, you could be looking at a tough fight.
Does a lot of damage, and Orisa has a big head. Uh-oh, good Vortex there, actually forces a little spear spin. And that turret on the point, you put it in one of those little cubby holes, Jake? Yeah, Tracers. How about some of these? Oh, it's up. Oh, something like that. Well, that sucks. It's dead now. Ow, and Haven's dead. No, my goat. I will say it's not going to be long for the world either.
A lot of players consider, for almost everyone who plays Overwatch, casual fans, as Tap gets this cleanup, they think of Torb as the Tracer counter, but at the elite level of play, it starts to go the other way. Tracer starts to eat Torb up. Haven's gonna go over to the Ashe, and we have a little bit better potential to fight back, especially against that Lara. And they also learned their lesson, I think, from previous maps, knowing like we need to mark Zomba's Tracer, we need to match that, and Chime not shying away from this duel.
Well, can we disappoint it, Jake? Can't believe they didn't stick with it for at least one round. One flashpoint round, please. Well, it's almost pretty low. Grapes is caught out though. Good Suzu timing from Proto, but unfortunately looking one way, he needs to look the other as Astro is just getting run down. And there's Zomba with the cleanup.
The clutch factor from Zomba is real. I mean, he's coming alive in these critical moments. Now hunting down Chime, who I think is running low on blinks. This could start to get dicey. Okay, no, Chime fights it off well, stays alive. Probably he's gonna need to get the touch here, but Citrus coming up on the 5 ult stack, still making swaps. Now it's the Orisa. Not quite sure what to do. They're gonna go to pretty much a mirror here, which I think is a wise decision anytime you're uncertain.
Just 4 Citrus use ults here. Well, there's the barrage. That was a good start. And even a kill 2 on top of that. Spear connects. And fighting on the rush, ill-advised if you're Zeb. Looks like he's going to have to back off. A lot of CDs used by both Orisas now, but look at Zomba. Zomba's just crouching in the corner, shooting Astra in the back. Doing negative damage, though, against the gold Orisa, but as soon as that leaves the Orisa's body, the beat comes in. So Zomba just farming up a free pulse bomb, eventually takes down Astro. And even a bomb thrown in by Fluffy Dreamland, just to try and turn this fight that's looking all citrusy right now. This first point should go to them.
Yeah, I mean, Fluffy Dreamland talked about this Orisa as being a confident comp for them, but Citrus has this comp absolutely in their wheelhouse as well. A couple trades go here and there, but Citrus, they hold on, they get that first point. And Haven's on the hit scan now, which, you know, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of. I think New Junk City, it can be hard to make hit scan work. Some of these tight corners, you know, difficult engagements. Bob is pretty great value. Dynamite's nice, but just putting down damage at range, good old-fashioned hit scanning. Not so easy with a Genji and Tracer getting on top of you. Lucio and Kiri also in the mix. Haven's got his work cut out for him.
All right, quick rotation here from Fluffy Dreamland. High ground control for Citrus currently as it unlocks, and there is the capture. Looks like Astra and the rest of the gang are just making sure they're all grouped up together. A lot of damage on Zeb, and it's time to strike if you're Fluffy Dreamland. Point's gonna get pat by Citrus too. So Fluffy Dreamland, it's all in their court right now. What is the reaction? What is the response? They managed to gain a lot of space on this high ground. Zomba's still peppering them in the back line though, as Grapes tries to deal with them. A pulse bomb in hand too, and a recall. Here comes the rush, however, Prota just hounded down by Zomba, but quickly dealt with by Chime, but Zeb's the one taking over the game right here. A nice spear kill onto Haven, and now chasing down Astro, who's managed to at least find the flip with the help of the rest of the team. This will be Citrus winning at this fight with Zeb standing strong.
So far, Citrus looking maybe like the stronger team in the Orisa mirror, but still a lot of game to be played here on New Junk City as Citrus look to force a decisive Game 5. So far, New Junk City's been great. I mean, they've looked really good. I think Zomba's been getting a bit of the edge on the Tracer, not forcing the duel as much, but picking off enemy backliners, getting these support kills, lying in wait for Chime. Oh, forces recall early, could actually dominate. Oh,
no.
Behind.
Kunai difference. Prota takes down Zomba. Blade comes in, as well as that sound barrier for both sides. And now Tab almost in a 1v1 there versus the Lucio, but everybody's just such an elusive target. Tab only getting a little bit of damage in as Chime just 180 blink smack behind Tap. Yeah, that's a Fluffy Dreamland win for sure. I mean, Citrus still though, Jake, 85% on the board, still in a good spot to finish this fight.
Yeah, I can't blame Zomba for that one, right? Got such a great start to the 1v1, forced the recall at full HP. Thought he could, you know, snowball that into a kill and maybe turn it into a team fight, but kunai to the back of the head.
Oh,
but Zomba, redemption, another kill. Finding opening pick
on to Haven. Grapes is just, yeah, Grapes is dead. There is no way you survive there. Warding Lucio up against that column. All right, Citrus, they've got 2 picks already. Make that a third. Only Astro and Chime on this side of the map, and they're gonna make these staggers hurt too. Chime dead, Astro next to 4, and Jake, Citrus is just running away with this map.
I mean, Zeb is just such a stalwart on this Orisa. Let's check out the replay though. Maybe we get to see how Zomba got this opener. Just an easy one, man. You can't come contest this guy without your Kiriko behind you. Like, he's too big of a threat for that. So a little disrespect, and you get kind of clapped back. Haven's gonna be remembering that one, maybe being a little bit more aware of his Kiriko position when Zomba has a pulse online.
Yeah, even reacting to that too. If you hear that pulse bomb go down, like you blinking into somebody, swift stepping into somebody, then laying a Suzu, you might just end up yourself dying as well. So can be a little bit rough for the Kiriko if they're too far away from the target that's stuck. Well, here's the Bob to start off the fight. It's going to get matched with the rush. Oh, Haven. The amount of pressure this man's under right now, but still manages to stay alive. Perfect peel there from Graves, booping people away from the Ashe. Was the Orisa roll that Terror Surge, bringing him to court there at the very end, as Astro lays waste to tap using his own. And that'll be Fluffy Dreamland. Making a small swap there, in fact, over to the Hanzo to get, I mean, I guess a quick dash across the spot. And a save and goes back to Tracer. But there'll be Fluffy Dreamland finally in control of the point, Jay. Feels like forever. It's been all Citrus this whole map.
Yeah, maybe Echo is the answer, though. Having a strong matchup into the Genji. Tap, though, probably doesn't care too much about those DPS trades, given that Blade's pretty much online. I mean, that's going to be the key moment here. If you can even just force this beat from Graves and get a clean disengage, you could be in a pretty good spot, given that Citrus are coming up on a beat of their own.
Yeah, it feels like it's just there for the beat force.
Oh, whoa, another opener
what?
from Zamba again?
Okay, they do end up trading their Kirikos though, so limited healing available for both sides. The Blade's been popped. Oh, the beat too. This Tab tries to get back to the point, but there's the counter coming into a full effect. It's almost schooling Grapes there too. Big trades either way. But Astro trying to hold it down the fort. Still got a Tracer by his side, luckily. Haven hit the recall. Zomba and Haven just, they're at loggerheads permanently, it feels like, Jake. As Fluffy Dreamland is still in control of this point, nearing this 99% mark as well. But Citrus, they're going to be able to come back in with the beats.
Yeah, they absolutely want a piece of this. Chime with the copy. Could go for the Orisa, maybe a double Tracer as well. But once again, the openers come in every single fight. Citrus, they're just a clutch team. Backs against the wall, they get stronger.
Soundbar available for Jacob too. Just ideally want to use it, but throws out anyway just to secure the fight. Yeah,
That's
probably could have saved it.
Yeah, that's a
one for
tough
Zomba.
one. You might need
Definitely
that.
not going to need this. Astro dead. Okay, yeah, that's the fight. That soundbar could be costly, especially when you're sitting at 99% as well on the other side.
Yeah, you might be okay, I guess. You know, maybe you don't end up needing the beat. Like, you don't have a clear disadvantage, but I think that was an over and done fight. 2 kills going your way. Surely you would have won without beating, so a little bit of pressure here on Jacob. See if he can, you know, bring it back. They are up 2-0 on the flashpoint, though. They have a lot of rope to work with.
All right, Zomba. How many times has Zomba opened the fight? Too many to count at this point. Oh, dodged out of the sticky bombs too, luckily. Passive healing going to kick in a couple of seconds as well, although denied there by Chime's try-shot. Suzu used. That's the sound for Zomba to go in. No has to worry about that cleanse any longer. Haven also trying to find an avenue of attack here in the back line with a pulse bomb in hand as well. Pulse bomb from Zomba lands on the Orisa, but Orisa, being Orisa, just kind of shrugs it off. Goes golden and survives to tell another tale. Tab with a nice little reflect kill onto Proteus. Both Orisas go for the helicopter spin, but it is all Citrus here, Jake. 85% and counting as Fluffy Dreamland. Oh, they're taken to town. A complete team kill and Grapes with the sound barrier. Haven with the pulse. No chance for touch. A recall and a pulse bomb on the ground. Citrus Nation are going to take us to a map number 5.
They just got worked on New Junk City. I mean, there were a couple fights that were down to like the strategic positioning and the ultimates, but it felt like, what, 70-80% of the fights, Citrus is just find an opening kill. With Zeb with a spear, it's Zomba like 10 times. Just finding pulse bombs, pigs. I mean, Zomba, talk about a clutch player, right? Coming in at this moment with a team facing elimination, getting the chance to go to Shambali Monastery for a decisive game 5. This is going to be a tough one though, right? Like, this is a good map for Fluffy Dreamland. I think their flexibility can be really valuable here. I wonder what does Citrus throw the chips in the middle on? At this point, if you were Citrus, I feel like you gotta play Zeb.
Yes, I was going to say, surely you don't bring in the ball here. It's just, Shambali is just, I don't think, it doesn't feel like a good ball map to me. Zeb as well, the flexibility, being able to swap off the Orisa, just go Queen, like, yeah, it feels almost inevitable that we're not going to see a little stat card or a little roster graphic. Feels like Zeb's going to be the name of the game. What do you think they're going to run though? That's the question. Is it going to be a Queen angle or back to the Orisa?
Oof. I don't know. I mean, I like this Orisa so much, but if Astro plays the Diva, I feel like you can't play the Orisa. I feel like you've got to swap off. So maybe it's just maybe it's like honestly a balance of both. I think that's best case scenario for Zeb. If he can swap back and forth between the Orisa and the Queen, the rest of the team can stay relatively static in terms of composition. They can be building up those ultimates, and Zeb can be kind of keeping the opponent guessing, keep them swapping by changing his hero. Maybe that's part of the success here, right? To use not one or the other, but actually both heroes to put your opponents in a strategically challenging position. In the end, though, I think we need to see heroics out of Zomba. Like, as much as strategically, no matter what, like, it's going to be tough. I think Fluffy Dreamland are going to have an edge. It's going to be up to Zomba finding opening kills in fights that he frankly shouldn't to get this win.
Fluffy Dreamland, another map number 5 today. They already had one versus Team Z. They denied the reverse sweep. It's not quite a denial of a reverse sweep here, but it's a map 5 nonetheless. We're going to go to a break, give the players a couple before we get into our 5th and final map of the day. Let's do this, guys. Map number 5. Again, for Fluffy Dreamland. God, it's like they like going here, Jake.
It's a good thing they didn't warm up. You know, when you go 2 game 5s, you don't want to have a warm-up scrim. You got plenty of game time for the day.
That's very true. Deny the reverse sweep against Team Z, and now they face Citrus Nation. And whoever wins here faces Timeless in the lower bracket finals tomorrow. So yeah, a lot to play for here. A minimum of 3rd place if you win. And Jake, going to Shambali now. This was Fluffy's pick.
I can see why. I mean, it's not only a terrible ball map, but it's also a pretty solid map for like Diva and Ramatra, which have been looks that only Fluffy has pulled out, where Zeb has been pretty focused on the Queen, on the Orisa. Could work, but definitely a map I'd rather have a Ram or a Diva on. Just wise. Orisa kind of struggles. There's not so many of these like back walls to pin people against. It's not as choky as something like New Junk City, where you can really hold the opponents at the door. Some of that staying power from Ramatra and Diva, just to stand on the card for 10 years, is exactly what the doctor ordered on Shambali, but we'll see. Maybe Citrus have their own unique twist, as they typically do on these maps.
Let's have a look. Citrus on the attack first, as Fluffy Dreamland rolling out with more...
A Winston?
More of a dive here, yeah, a Winston. Well, I guess not really too much of a dive, but Chime and Haven on the Ashe and the Fire. 2 picks that we've come to know and love them for. I mean, against Team Z, I mean, Chime is just a monster on the Farah, Haven 2 on the Ashe, and then a defensive backline. So this is a comp I would not meta for this map, but like it's very good on this map, especially the defensive backline. There's so many like high ground, so many ways you can play super far away, and you can just have such a nice sight line with your Ashe. We'll see if Citrus are going to come out the gate with anything special, or if they just kind of peek their heads around and see that there's Winston. We'll see what Zeb wants to choose.
I mean, for me, both Orisa and Junker Queen are rock solid into a Winston. Like, no problem with these matchups. Compared to the Diva, who I think is a bigger issue for Orisa, eating those spears, eating a lot of that damage, Winston could struggle to hold the cart. So Chime and Haven kind of need to find some opening kills here. Need to put a lot of that pressure now.
They pull a Zomba. I'm not trying to make it a thing, but Zomba has found a million first picks.
And now he's in the backline with no Tracer to mark him, right? He's pulling a lot of attention. They are dealing with him decently well, but I mean, too much attention on Zomba and your front line could crumble.
Oh, nice direct. Yo! Held back.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's no way he goes Chime. Okay. You see the whole world and their cats just descended. Oh, the whole army descending on Zomba there.
That's like not even bad for Citrus. They just free push the cart the whole time. Zomba will be back soon. It's a great play from the Tracer. Zeb gets naded, he'll just back off and reset. Fluffy Dreamland want to reclaim this space, but I'm not sure you're gonna be able to do that. Okay, that recall force on the Tracer is pretty big though. Oh, nice dive.
Bit of slide in there from Astro, yeah. Suzu used on Jacob, keeping him alive. Now Astro has an avenue to escape, either over here or through the window. Good kill onto neutral. That's a nade onto Zomba as well. Okay, Citrus struggling a little bit here, Jake.
Yeah, Astro's getting a lot of work done. And tap on the Farah, pretty tough spot to play Farah, right? You've got to worry about the enemy Farah, like just getting into duels with her. But then if you worry about that, you're dying to the Ana and the Ashe. Not to mention even the Winston can sometimes come in for the cleanup kill. Tap's gonna swap off the Farah, bring a little bit more pace on the Genji. Zeb to the Queen. Maybe this is the answer. Zeb has made magic happen on the Queen before. A well-placed knife pull on one of these high ground backliners would be so valuable, but if you don't connect, it's kind of a tough gauntlet for Queen.
Oh, what a dive again, Jake. Yeah, Jake, of course, slipping there a little bit. I mean, Prota also is so free. You feel so nice. Oh, he's dead. There's the stick onto the... oh, nice rally from Grapes. Stick onto the break, still pretty low, though. Needs to hit somebody to trigger that Inspire or wait for that passive healing to kick in. Prota dies with the nano boost. So Fluffy Dreamland have got this in their back pocket for this next fight. Obviously, Zed now switching over to the Queen. It's been a bit easier for them to push it into the Winston, but Jake, we're at a minute 30. And, there's not much progress that have been made past this second corner.
Yeah, and a big ultimate's banked up, right? Graves living with that rally, really valuable, and now the team has the other 4 available.
I
so
mean, look at this.
Citrus has got to be scared. I mean, there's a very explosive dive. Nanofara looks like could be on the cards here.
Yep, there it is. Nanofara straight into the back line. He's got a barrage too. Nice little Gracie there. Could maybe pull it as soon as Chime gets some distance on the Queen. And he ends up pulling it after the thrusters have been used. Citrus still with 60 seconds on the clock, Jake, but they are slowly but surely losing this game. Zeb is just getting run around. Like, Zeb is going one way, Astro's diving another. Zeb then turns to try and kill Astro. Astro's already dived to another. And then Chime's firing mad rockets at him. Haven's throwing dynamite. Zeb needs to look 16 different ways at once to even attempt to control the fight.
Zamba with the pulse bomb, though. The X factor. It's been a difference maker all series. He knows how much pressure is on him to find a kill here. Enemy team aware of it as well.
This is
just a little wide.
Little wide on that one. Still got a Bob to take care of the team as well. And he burns to death. Well, there was a big rampage in the backline. It killed Prota, but the Bob is still available. A sound barrier is eventually going to fade away here as Haven just protected by Astro and the Bob. Tap ends up falling over. Halen eventually slain, but too little too late here for Citrus. They're going to get first held, and there's not even a touch. Citrus, oof, just getting kind of destroyed on the offense there. Fluffy Dreamland, I have no visibility.
That was actually, Graves, like, his Ana died and the enemy was beating next to him and he just hid in the corner, and I think Citrus just ran past him while he was hiding in the corner, and then he came back and killed the Genji. Like, it was actually a pretty nasty play by Graves. Like, tricky, it's like the only way he can live in that spot is hiding and juking them. I think Citrus missed him because I think they looks like they ran right past him. That was a pretty nasty invisibility cloak move.
The payload is probably the most awkward spot it possibly could be on that like second corner as well.
Yeah,
So
I mean, hey, Toronto did it. Toronto won from this position.
That is true.
This happened.
That is
You
true.
get in this timeline.
But I will say
Citrus
that's Toronto. It's Toronto.
I mean, they've been good with their backs against the wall before. Tap gonna go over to the Ash. I like this. I kind of wish this had come out in the offense round. You know, in the end, you're up against Afara. Play a hit scan. You know, it's and even the Ash help. Maybe the Boop could help deal with some of these Coach Con dives.
Right.
You know, Winston landing on your head a little bit, but it's hard. Honestly, it's not an easy matchup. The Winston's just pretty free there. I mean, these high grounds aren't that high, right? Like they're just a few feet off the ground, but it makes a world of difference to Orisa who can't get up off the ground at all.
All right, let's see that.
I love that there's just a spam angle for Zen where, like,
Yeah.
you're in the invulnerable part of the spawn, you can just stand still.
It's sick. I always do that now. I always switch to Zen. 'Cause if you hit a few orbs as well, you get a little bit of free ult charge. Feels pretty nice.
Keep it when you swap. It's not bad.
Yeah, feels pretty good. Best thing for Fluffy Dreamland as well, Jay, they do have the opportunity to swap up if they really want to change. Of course, being the attacker side, it's a lot less risky. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's the start you need. Samba again.
Yeah. Kind of the cleaner of this game and just cleaning up kills that Tap is doing damage to. Just like, bam, Tap hits a headshot and Zoma finishes him off. This time around though, although Tap just lands a nice body shot onto Prota.
All right, it's a long way to making this happen and actually, you know, winning the reverse sweep with such a disastrous offense. But I like these adaptations. I think Baptiste is a great look here. Gives you more survivability and more offensive pressure onto that Winston. And Tap on the Ash is making things happen, right? Like finding a few picks here. If Fluffy Dreamland are just overconfident and stick with this comp, I think they actually have a chance to throw this away.
Well, they forced the recall into Sompa already, but once again, okay, Tap comes up with another kill. Haven speared into the wall there, I believe, so wasn't able to kind of escape the LOS of Tap.
And Zeb really wants to secure a second fight here. That's why, you know, forcing the card, not allowing it to move at all. Should be a chance for a recontest, even if Citrus lose a fight, but I don't think there's much chance of that right now. I mean, they look like they're in a great spot. Haven to the Tracer. I think this is exactly the swap they need, though. More dive. You need to kill that backline. You're not going to stay alive on the Ashe.
Pulse one coming up for Zomba, though. You got to be scared if you're the backline of Fluffy Dreamland right now. Looks like they're going to take high ground for free. Oh dear, that's an awkward spot for Zeb to be in. Nice kill onto Jacob, though, to start the fight off. Fluffy Dreamland now to clean these people up. Of course, Zomba is in the back line right now, going to dash to the Mega, but doesn't end up getting it. Haven chases him. And look at where that window was placed as well, Jake, from Citrus. That is one very, very deep Baptiste. And now Tap just trying to stall out on the point, on it, and with 1:45, still looking like a Fluffy Dreamland game, although Citrus have ults for this next fight.
Yeah, they're in a good spot to close out here. The Nano Barrage, I mean, there's just no easy counter for Citrus. They just have to, you know, kind of miraculously play their way out of it. Maybe a spear from Zeb to cancel the Barrage, but it's a tall, tall order. A pulse from Zomba, though. I mean, once again, we rely on our hero. They see him coming, though.
Oh, yeah, such good presence of mind there by Grapes. Throws it out anyway, still gets the connection. The barrage, the nano onto Chime, didn't result in anything, and now the dive in the back line. A couple of rockets thrown in, and eventually Tap is brought down. And with only a minute to go, it's up to Haven with a pulse bomb. He forces the recall onto Zomba, and this payload is so close. 4, 3, 2, 1 meters, and almost 0. Everybody brought in to a giant group hug, and it is Zeb that falls prey to Haven in the end, and that will be Fluffy Dreamland with an unbelievable hold on Shambali, taking the map number 5. 2 map 5s today, and Fluffy Dreamland have won both of them.
Yeah, I can't even be worried. I mean, Citrus showing remarkable resilience in the clutch there with their backs against the wall. They still get 3 minutes off the clock. They still fought incredibly well there across the whole series. Definitely a team that's been a favorite for me to watch. It's been super exciting to see their journey. Of course, we're going to have to say goodbye to them now. Fluffy Dreamland continue on, and it's well-deserved, right? Winning 2 Game 5s, shutting down a reverse sweep, shutting down the attempted comeback by Citrus. Fluffy Dreamland showing that composure and performing well across a remarkable diversity of styles so far in the tournament.
I gotta be real with you. I am deeply disappointed that this is the way it is ended on such a full hold note, because quite frankly, we're looking at New Junk City. Man, Citrus brought it, all right? Like, they played that mirror match. Citrus clearly had the upper hand in that one. It was such a dominant performance. And then individuals like Tap and Zomba were insane. Actually insane. Like, we praised Chime just like an hour ago or whatnot. Yeah. It's Chime time, but it's been Zomba hour here as well. Like, absolute dominant performance on that Tracer, forcing Chime to switch more than once. It's such a back and forth series. I love the adaptations we've seen from both of these teams.
Yeah, they needed the whole strat book for Fluffy Dreamland to be able to win this one, right? They needed to really come prepared, because individually, I mean, you got to put some respect on Zomba. Like, huge performance in the Tracer duel. I think Chime matched it admirably well there. But honestly, even that Shambali, right? Like, that was genuinely close. The fight that Fluffy Dreamland eventually closed out on, I think Chime got his barrage canceled, was on 1 HP, and just barely survived even with the nano boost. So Zeb did shut down the barrage. He did what he needed to do. It just, in the end, was a little bit too overwhelming in terms of the ultimate bank. So, I mean, Citrus were remarkably close, even on Game 5, even after the full hold. They really fought back hard.
I can't believe it's been 2 map 5s today, and Fluffy Dreamland have won both of them. Like, actually, they're driving in the 24-hour Le Mans. Like, an unbelievable amount of endurance from the team. And it's so funny. And what was brought up in the interview as well was like, yeah, we really needed maybe a little bit of warm-up. Like, we want to be able to get things in before we start these games. But it's like, if you're getting that, and you said it as well, Jake, if you're getting a little bit of warm-up, a practice scrim before 2 matches like this, and they both go to map number 5, you must be exhausted by the end of it.
They get a day to recuperate, though. They get to think about what they've succeeded on, what went wrong, get to bring adaptations, and they're going to need it all, frankly. They're going up against Timeless. They're going up against a very threatening squad that also, I mean, they've had to face 2 completely different squads today, and it's another X factor in Timeless, another team that plays this Winston comp probably better than anyone else in the tournament. I think that's pretty fair to say that Timeless are the definitively best Winston team in this tournament, and we'll have to see if Fluffy Dreamland can take it to them tomorrow.
Yeah, adaptations will be needed for sure, and they have to have a lot, you know, in their hero pool, because Timeless is a very versatile roster, so they will be able to match them on pretty much any comp they could bust out. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure. Haven has earned themselves the player of the match honor. Quite frankly, this was such a long series, and I feel like every single player on every single role had their moment in the sun. Haven definitely a deserved winner of these honors, so absolutely phenomenal performance from both DPS duos.
Yeah, I think
crazy
these matchups.
play.
Yeah, they're making a lot of space for Haven, and he's really delivering when it comes to the kills, the raw damage, and staying alive throughout the long fight, right? Like, if anything, that's the most important thing your hitscan can do. The Sombra look, though, I think this really did catch them off guard. Like, the fact that Haven brought it on the Sombra, was confident, played well on the character, I think is actually super crucial to being able to take the matchup. You know, Runasapi should have been a strong point, arguably, for Citrus, but because of Haven Sombra, because of that flexibility, it ends up going the other way.
Yeah, I mean, that Sombra single-handedly shut down any advantage that Strider could have given them on that ball.
They made Strider swap.
Manual hacks were so good.
Yeah, they made Strider swap, like, off of ball. It was like, okay, I can't wait to see ball this game. It's going to be great. Oh, wait, they have to switch, because the only thing Haven is doing is waiting for ball to engage and then hacking, and then virusing, and then the Tracer follows up,
Strider's
and then you
defense,
kill the ball.
though, I didn't hate his queen.
No, it was not bad. It was not
pretty
bad.
good, actually. Yeah,
Knives,
yeah.
I don't know. They were
They were
cool.
pretty
They were
chill.
not blunt. You know, they were pretty okay. Well,
They
it
were
doesn't
here.
matter because they're out now. Sad.
So true.
But
so true.
they were so much fun to watch, though. I am personally extremely excited to see more of that Citrus squad, even though we do have to say goodbye for today. I hope to see them, of course, in their potentially next appearance in OWCS, question mark? Perhaps?
I'm hoping so.
Hope so.
Yes.
With Zomba in the lineup, I think this is a really threatening squad.
Yes, I would agree. TSM sitting comfortable and cozy in that grand final spot, waiting whether or not it's going to be a rematch with them and Timeless, or perhaps will they be going up against Fluffy Dreamland, not Aimers.
Not
It used to
Aimers.
be Aimers. Now they're just
It's either.
Fluff, it's just dreams.
It's just
Dreams.
fluff and a lot of dreams.
That's
and the
right,
best
that's right.
logo in the tournament.
Yep, best logo in the tournament. Undeniable. It's not even close. And I'm pretty sure they will be featured in some of the best plays we had today as well. Let's take a look. Let's take a stroll back down memory lane and see what we got in store. Feels like the day started an eternity
This
ago.
play was
Oh my god.
sick.
I don't even...
Grapes of Wrath. Okay, I like that. That's good.
Grapes is a key performer, I think, for this squad. You know, on the Lucio, super solid, has the consistency across different swaps as well. And you got to give credit to the team. I mean, they're cool, calm, collected plays in the clutch, holding on to ultimates. You know, the main support's a huge part of that. So of course, you get these big flashy plays, the moments to really highlight the support. But really, for me, Grapes has just been a solid performer, doing his job on main support. The most.
But
important
also,
thing.
why are we playing on the edge of a control map? Like, what has happened? Have we learned nothing in the
Yeah.
past, I don't know how many years?
I didn't.
It
If
is-
they were more decisive, it could have worked. But Kuffa, Winston Primals, he just, I think, the best right now in this tournament easily on Winston.
Yeah. He's up there in North America for sure. Obviously, you got to count, you know, someone, for example. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy Winston players, but Kaffa is just dominant. Like, Timeless look clean. It's kind of unfortunate they went down to TSM. It was a good series, but yeah, Kaffa was the...
TSM purposely like crafted their strats like surrounding the shutdown of Kaffa. So yeah.
This pulse was
Wind ch-
nasty
wind
too.
chime. That's funny. I like
Oh,
it.
1, 2, 3 pulse, and you were just not expecting that, man. You're up there as far. Like, how could Tracer get up there? And we said it in the comments because we didn't see this live because obviously we don't expect that either. Like, oh, chime pulse tap. Like, how is that even possible? Oh, that's how. Okay, sure.
I mean, quite frankly, I watched it 3 times or 4 times now, and I'm still not quite sure.
Like,
It's
what?
like, hold
Yeah, it's
on,
crazy.
Where are we at?
Insane pulse.